Perfect. Now you hear me. Now you hear me, I believe. I'll connecting the audio right here. Perfect. Now you should hear me. Now it should work fine. Let me know in the chat. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the live. Another live 19th of April. Let me know if you hear me so I can get started. I'll connecting. Now, perfect. Now people should connect me. So first of all, welcome everyone. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to drop a like in this video so you get me out there, more people in live. I'll keep doing it every day for now. I'm just testing, going live every day. And if you want me to do it long term, show some love. I'll keep doing it. That being said, I'll be on my phone to check the chat because I'm not on my usual setup. I'm just here with my PC, with my PC, with my laptop, because I'm in Italy right now. I'm visiting family, and not with my usual things, not with my usual PC, not with my usual microphone, not with my usual setup. So I'm here in Italy visiting family, but we are still showing up every single day in order to trade live. So here we go. You can ask your questions in the chat. Make sure to take advantage of this, because until some time ago, there was no way to actually, for people that didn't pay for my services, there was no way to actually get access to me, usually. Like, not really have a conversation with me, not really ask me questions or anything. So let me check if everything is going fine. So here we go. Perfect, yes. Audio is working, perfect. So yeah, make sure to ask your questions, because now we're here and I want to actually answer them. So first of all, before continuing, let me put, it's fine. Let's get started. Perfect. So you sound like a robot. Thank you, man. Because when I'm on charts, I need to be like a robot, Anyway, today we look at charts if there is any opportunity. I was looking at charts already, and for now I'm just waiting. We always, and you know that if you showed up to the previous lives, you know that I always look for this, is internal and external liquidity. So right here we were looking for external liquidity. We go above it, we have a pullback. Then what happens after? We go for external liquidity, we go above it, we have a pullback. Yesterday here we had external liquidity. What happened? We went above it and we had a pullback. Unfortunately here at this time of the day, I don't really, I do trade. I just wasn't trading yesterday at that time. But anyway, there was no confirmation. Because I was looking this morning, looking to make a case study, but there's no really good confirmation right here in order to take this trade. As I said already, when we go for external liquidity, audio is strange today. Let me see. I don't know. Is it better now? I mean, if it's better. Right here in order to take this trade. As I said already, when we go for external liquidity. Well, let me know. Let me know if it's better. Anyway, I was saying, this is one of the most important lessons that you will learn here with Excel. Of course, the source is available only for Excel students. You can go and join down here in the links. But super important thing is when we have a previous high, and still the same on the opposite way if we have a previous low. So even if you're going to the downside and we're approaching the area, when we want to look for confirmation, if first we touch or even break this area, then retrace, give a change of character. Well, not actually, retrace, continue, and then give a change of character. This pattern will always have less accuracy compared to a pattern where the microstructure is still going to the upside. Here we break, we never touched the previous high yet, we didn't grab the liquidity yet, we break to the upside, and then we have a change of character. In this case, this is a way better confirmation compared to the previous one, where first we touch, retrace, continue. So we have basically a double break, if we want to call it that way. And in this case, it's way better to just have a clear break to the upside without ever touching before the area. So here, this was more of this type of confirmation, which I don't really like, and therefore I avoided trading it. So for today, as far as today, first of all, we want to start to look for liquidity, right? And also, other than liquidity, we also want to look for, most of the people are getting stopped out. So most of the people are getting stopped out, I believe, right now with this change of character, which I believe is a fake change of character. And that's why I'm not trading it. Perfect. Right here, we are already confirming it. We haven't broken to the downside yet, but anyway, I see this as a trap for most traders. You can call it whatever you want, but this is a fake change of character with break to the downside and then a break to the upside. And I believe that we are about to stop out all the traders that are entering from possibly this demand area. Fake change of character is the sauce, guys. Fake change of character is the sauce. You need to learn how to differentiate between fake change of character and good change of characters, which basically means good confirmations and bad confirmations. This is all it is: good confirmations and bad confirmations, good change of character and bad change of character, liquidity, and just good patterns and bad patterns. I say this stuff at every single one of my live tradings, but I keep, well, not right now because I'm in Italy, but at my house in Canary Islands, I always keep all of my printed charts next to me, and it's super important, in my opinion, to print out your charts, because you will train your eyes to actually see things. You train your eyes to see the opportunities, and of course you need to also do it, have a plan, have a systematic plan and everything, but at the same time you need to also train your eyes. It's easy. Just train your eyes. Train your eyes to see things. And how do you do it? Repetition. So I have hundreds of charts, thousands actually. I have, let's say, hundreds of charts of the good trades and hundreds of charts of the bad trades. And I just train my eyes and just looking through it, a lot of repetition, a lot of looking at charts, a lot of looking at the good patterns and looking at the bad patterns. All of these things help you get your eyes trained. And when you look at charts this way, you will start seeing all the good patterns that the wins have in common and all the bad patterns that the losses have in common. And at that point, as I said already, you train your eyes, you get your eyes used to seeing certain things. So if I look at hundreds of charts of good trades and I see that they have the same things in common, that the wins have a lot of characteristics in common, and the bad charts have a lot of characteristics in common, then I will just get my eyes used to actually, recognizing it. Nice. So let's look for liquidity. This is where we start. When I start trading on charts, first thing I look for is liquidity. Well, I don't want to go on the 4 hours. I don't want to go on the 1 hour for now. I just want to look for liquidity, and we need to identify liquidity correctly, and then after that we can move on. So what did just happen? What just happened was that we broke here to the upside, and which is the move that breaks structure, because a lot of people will see this break to the upside, break to the downside, they will think it's a change of character, right? But it's not. They will see this, they think it's change of character, it's not. This could have been actually a nice trade from yesterday, but that's another story. Why? Because we chart the highs and the lows that are in control. And let me pull up the the chat again because I don't want to miss messages from people in the chat. And as I said already, you should take advantage that I'm going live because like until a month ago, the only way to communicate with me was to actually get in one-on-one calls with me, which are pretty expensive. So right here, which are the highs and the lows in control. This is the low in control because it created this move to the upside, which broke this structure. And after breaking that structure, we went again for internal liquidity. Internal liquidity, which was this one. Price moves from internal to external liquidity all the time, right? So internal liquidity. We can mark out this demand. We can also not mark it out. I don't really care about marking out supply and demand areas. If we just know that they are there. Let's go on the 1 minute because I just want to double check it. Perfect. Here we break to the downside and then we start going to the upside, and this was the correct confirmation. As I said already earlier, we don't want to trade the move that already touches. So let's give the example. If this was gonna happen, if the structure was coming, was approaching the liquidity, and then we touch it, retrace and break, this is basically the double break. This is not the most accurate pattern that we want to trade as confirmation. But in this case, we had this structure, right? Break right away. And then we retraced right here. This is not confirmation. There is no confirmation about this, but then we break to the upside. We break to the upside and we break the supply that grabbed the liquidity. So we went from internal to external liquidity. It's pretty simple analysis. We just go price moves from internal to external liquidity all the time. Here we grab the external liquidity and we can have possible sells. I will actually check that out as well. Together with the Asian range confluence, we have Asian range. We go above the Asian range. External liquidity taken, retracement. Where do we go? We go for internal liquidity. A lot of people are getting stopped out because they want to trade from this demand, but this demand is liquidity. This is not a demand. This is not a demand. This is liquidity. We go below it and we have a confirmation, as I explained already. Good confirmation because of the characteristics that I explained. Now, the confirmation, where does it happen? It happened here once we break this. Here is our good confirmation. And at that point, it's just a matter of getting involved with good restored ratio. But here, I also wanted to check this out. It doesn't really seem like a good confirmation to me. Yeah, here there was no way to actually get involved because there was no structure and no move that could have gotten us involved. But anyway, to the downside, yes. Let me check the chat. Can you explain why on GR30 it's a fake chalk, it's a fake change of Carter? So first of all, fake change of Carters and good change of Carters have certain characteristics in common, right? At the same time, you must remember that we can never be 100% in trading because nothing is 100%. Like we cannot know with 100% accuracy what the next move will be. And this is the most beautiful part of trading because after that you realize that it all comes down to, yes, your strategy, yes, how you view charts, but at the same time, how you manage risk, how you approach losses, how you deal with losses, and all of these things. So according to all of the data that I accumulated through the years and all of my back testing and forward testing and actually being a lot on charts, printing out my charts, studying and refining my strategy, according to all of these things, this to me has the characteristics of a fake change of Carter. At the same time, maybe this time, I know that most of the times, I will say around when a change of Carter has the characteristics of a fake change of Carter, according to my strategy, I will say that it is pretty accurate up to 80% of the times. Now, getting involved and actually trading is another story. So for example, here, when we were up here, I really thought that this was a fake change of Carter and we were gonna retrace to the downside. But at the same time, I had no confluences for getting involved. I had no structure for getting involved in this trade to the downside. So trading it is actually different than actually seeing it. Sometimes I can trade the fake change of character, sometimes you cannot. This was one example where I couldn't really trade it and get involved in a trade. In other times, we can get involved both ways. We can get involved against the change of character, so we can get involved against all the people that think that this is a good change of character and want to enter from demand, and we know that according to our characteristics this is a fake change of character, and therefore we enter sells against all the people that want to enter the buys. And at the same time, there's another way to trade it, but I'll save this for another time. And what I'm saying is that, according to the characteristics that we studied, according to my back testing, according to my years of experience and everything that you want to mention, this has the characteristics of a fake change of character. Cannot be 100% of the times. I just need to follow the characteristics, just like when I follow my strategy. I'm not going to win 100% of the times, but I know that it has great accuracy. And I know that if I pair and put together this great accuracy together with good risk management and good risk to reward ratio, then I'm set. I'll do great, So this to me has the characteristics of a fake change of character. That's why I wouldn't have entered the buys. But we see, maybe we go to the upside. I don't really care. I know that most of the times, and I'll keep viewing the market the same, because I know that most of the times I am right that this is a fake change of character. So we will wait. And for the people asking about the fake change of character, I already dropped one gem right here this morning about the internal and external liquidity and about the confirmations after we touch internal and external liquidity. Now keep in mind that for the fake change of character source, that's available only for Excel students. That's available in my mentorship. Perfect. So we're looking for liquidity, right? We're looking for liquidity. I would like to see GER30 grab this lower liquidity in order to then go higher, because for now we're bullish. NZD CAD is bullish. Yeah, NZD CAD is bullish. Grab the internal liquidity. Grab the internal liquidity plus the low of Asian range. I see it as a continuation to the upside. There's a difference, and also I want to talk about this. There's a difference between calling out charts, and saying, yeah, we go to the upside, yeah, we'll go to the downside, yeah, we just reacted right here. There's a difference between this, which a lot of people do on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever, and actually trading it. Because most of the times I get on charts during, I can get on charts anytime, and I can call out effectively the possible movements of the market. But it is way different from, it is way different calling out the possible move of the market and actually catching it. So that's why also right now, I know what is happening on the NZD CAD, but I know that also according to my strategy, I'm not able to get involved, because at the end of the day, it is all about letting the strategy play out. Where can I find the info on the fake change of character? You find the informations. There is the best setups series, but not only that, it is more about all the live tradings that we do privately with the Excel students. That's where I share the most sauce. So in the live tradings with Excel students, that's where I usually share 100% of it. Okay, another very important lesson that I have for you today is that when you see these type of moves, and you can clearly see that these are not the usual moves by the strength and and also how fast they happen, you don't want to trade. You don't want to trade this pair at least until New York session. Like during London session, trading this is super dangerous. You're just going, I would just go against my trading plan. I will just go against all the things that I teach if I would trade something like this. And I recommend it to you as well. Your USD the same. I don't know if you saw this morning. Euro JP, how do you really think that I'm gonna look for buys after this type of moves happened? And do you really think I'm gonna look for sells after this type of moves happened? No, there's no reason. You just move on, look at the next charts, right? J30 holding for now. Let's look. Okay, there's a question. I just went longs on EURUSD. 4 hours and 1 hour are bullish. 1 and 5 minutes change of character to the upside. Yeah, I'll answer in a second. I'll just pause it real quick and I'll be back in a second. Perfect. Here we are. Sorry, I just received a call from a broker actually. Just talking about some details about a project. Your USD longs. Your USD longs. Let's see actually. According to how I trade, I don't take this setup. But we'll trade differently. Perfect. So 4 hours, we grab the liquidity, external liquidity. We are bullish. The only thing is that it is easier to have bullish continuations, as it is way easier to have bullish continuations before actually taking external liquidity, because now there are way higher chances of actually going for internal liquidity and still being bullish. Like after taking the external liquidity, we can go all the way down here and still be bullish. It's way different than the usual structure when we are still inside of the external liquidity. But anyway, this is a very important detail actually to take into consideration when you're looking at the possible trade. Here, if you tell me about this change of character, it's not usually a change of character that I trade. Overall, I would say yes, we have Asian range manipulation to the downside. Overall structure is bullish also on the 5 minutes. And now you see some type of a change of character and you can get involved. I would say that overall this is good reasoning. The only thing that we need to keep in mind is that the 4 hours just grabbed external liquidity. We can go way lower without any problem and still being bullish. And at the same time that I only trade the highest probability setups. And to me, this maybe is a change of character, but to me, this is not a good pattern. This is not a good change of character that I will trade. Just like J30, maybe we go to the upside right now. Let's see, maybe we go to the upside, but according to me, yeah, maybe now we keep going and we go all the way up here. But according to me, to all the data that I have, this is not a good change of character at all. This is a pattern and a change of character that I will never trade. And you know why? And this used to be the same also with other concepts. It used to be the same with supply and demand. Used to be the same also with other patterns, maybe retail patterns, whatever you want to say. But you know what? You know the problem with a lot of people and with the market is that the market is going to trap you. The market knows that if you lose, like if a pattern doesn't work 100% of the times, you're just not gonna use it, right? But if you label, for example, the fake change of character or whatever you want to say, let's do a couple examples. If you look for the fake change of character right here, we will break to the upside and downside, and you backtest it, then most of the times this is a fake change of character, and therefore we continue to the downside. Of course, if this happens 100% of the times, you're not gonna actually lose money. So the market needs to make work also the bad patterns that we label as bad sometimes in order to actually trap people. So maybe according to my strategy, this is a fake change of character, but 1 time out of 5 this is gonna hold. So a lot of people are gonna look at this and they're gonna think, but this actually works. Maybe next time, you know what I'm gonna do? Maybe next time, and this is a common mistake. I used to make this mistake, guys. Like, I've been trading for 9 years, and the first 3 years were painful, and I used to make this mistake all the time. So maybe you see this and you're like, you know what? Maybe next time, even if it doesn't look the best, even if it doesn't look like the best change of character, maybe it is a fake change of character, but you know what? I don't know, last time it worked. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all the data that I accumulated with my backtesting and everything, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should actually trade it. And next time, you know what happens? Just go straight through it. And you lose money. And then the time after, again. The time after, again. So this always happened during my first years of trading. This is a common mistake that people make. We can do a different example. Of course, we don't use these concepts, but could have been, the head and shoulder, right? The common head and shoulder pattern. So if this never worked, then why would people use it, right? So of course it's not a pattern that I use, but if this never worked, then people will never use it. But actually, what does the market do? That once in a while we have that nice break, retest that traders that trade like this like to see, and continuation. And therefore you have support that turns into resistance, continuation. And when you see this work, once in a while, but a lot of people think, damn, right here, this worked. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should actually use it. Maybe next time I should actually get involved in a trade. And next time what happens? Next time this happens. Grab of liquidity of the demand of the support area, continuation to the upside, right? So this was a common mistake for me. I believe this is a common mistake for a lot of people. And the thing is that the only thing that you need to do is stick to the strategy, stick to the plan that you have, stick to all the things that you know that work according to the statistic that you accumulated through your backtesting and forward testing. And this is what I do. This is why I label this as a fake change of character. I still think it's a very bad change of character that I will never trade. And it's not that I'm going to change my strategy and my mind if we go to the upside, because I know that sometimes it needs to actually work in order to trap people. So next time is going to be the same, but we're going to go down. So say something in the chat if this also happened to you. And this is a common mistake among people. Month not given a single winning trade. I don't know what you're talking about, man, because we're doing great. We're doing great. Hasn't called out to trading moms? What is he talking about? I need to pull up proof then, because there is a guy talking nonsense. He's talking nonsense in the chat. XL signals, we have it right here. XL signals, stop loss yesterday, take profit the other day. I don't know what he's talking about. Take profit the other day again. I don't know what, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I have no problem in opening the chart and opening the signal channel and show everyone. This man. This man talks and he doesn't even take a look at the channel. Showed you guys, I have no problem on going live, going on my Telegram signal channel where I share all of my trades and showing the losses, showing the wins. For example, yesterday I had a GBP USD loss. Last week we had a plus 5% week, plus 5R week. Last week we had one loss and two 1 to 3 restored ratio trades. Of course, we aim for more. If we can have 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, better. But 1 to 3 is my minimum restored ratio, and this was last week. And you know, like making 5% on a fund account, making 5% on maybe a 100K account can change a lot of people's lives. So I'm not really sure what this man was mentioning in the chat. Anyway, people will talk whole. We're at here. Yeah, good. This can be a good example. Great, perfect. Break to the downside. Break to the upside. Fake change of character. This is even clearer than earlier. Like when it is this type of V confirmation, and I'll give you another key tip. When we have crazy V confirmations, most of the times they're bad. We must pair other concepts together in order to view it as a fake change of character rather than a good change of character, but this is a good starting point. One key characteristic is the V confirmation. So if we have something like this happening, you know, super fast, very, very fast type of move, this is a V confirmation. Most of the times it is a bad confirmation. The way you can trade it is that if there was structure happening and you recognize that it is a fake change of character, you can go ahead and trade from the supply. This demand was created. A lot of people are gonna get trapped in this demand, and you target the liquidity basically. Like this is liquidity according to XL concepts, according to our concepts, because people don't view liquidity this way. I view liquidity as all the people that will get stopped out. Since once a fake change of character happens and you want to enter from demand because they think it's a good change of character, you enter from the supply above the fake change of character, you target all the people. You target the liquidity. So this is right here, there is no example because there was no supply above this fake change of character, but trust me, this is a powerful concept. Haters will hate. I follow your data for almost 2 years and it's great. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. At the end of the day, results speak louder than words. That for me is not a fake change of character, it's just a wick. It's a fake. Wicks are still, according to how I trade, wicks are good to look for change of characters. I don't need a body closure. Body closure is just better, but I don't need it. But yeah. Perfect. So please remember what I said earlier about the patterns that you see in the market, and that if you see it working once, you don't need to change your strategy, please, because this is the biggest mistake that actually prevented me from making money in trading. When I was, going all over the place, I didn't have a clear strategy, I didn't have a clear set of rules that I was following. I didn't know what I was doing, and I would just see something work on charts. For example, right now I will see, okay, this change of character actually held, and we went to the upside. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should change the way I view the market. Maybe all of the information about the fake change of character that I have. Maybe I should trade it next time. And next time I trade it, hit stop loss. Next time I trade it again, hit stop loss. Next time I trade it again and hit another stop loss. So please be careful. Always trade according to your strategy. This was a nice example of a pattern that we label as fake change of character, and we'll keep labeling it as fake change of character. And gold is it's not really clear. It's another good example, just different type of structure, but it's a good example overall also here. And this happens all the time. I can show you also from yesterday on GU here. Perfect. Do you see this on GBUSD? This is a great example. We go to the upside right here. We go to the downside right here. This is fake change of character because why? This is correlated to what I said earlier. Liquidity, external liquidity was already grabbed here. So here we touch the external liquidity. We keep going to the upside. After this happens and we have double break, as I said in the beginning, even if a change of character comes, we have less chances of this being a good change of character. So this is exactly what happened. We grabbed the external liquidity, retraced, went again to the upside, double break, and then change of character. This is not a good change of character. After, what is good? Now I cannot share everything, but I'll share in another live. Now, why this the third change of characters held? This is another story that I will share in the next live, so stay tuned and make sure to connect. Breakers are such a key concept. I don't know, maybe for you. For me, no. Breakers, I backtested them according to how I trade. They're shit for me. But for me, because I know that maybe other people are super consistent with breakers, just the way I trade, breakers are useless for me. Great, amazing. So today is the classic day where I will trade mostly during New York session. So for all the Signal members that are here connected during today's live, I'll probably find trades during New York session if the market is giving us some good patterns. So stay tuned, stay ready, because during New York session the trades might come in the channel. For now, I just see crazy market a little bit, with gold. These type of moves are not really moves that I will trade. Euro GBP, not really moves that I will trade. GBP is the same, not really moves that I will trade. USD better, but I explained my view during this live already. And then we have GER30. GER30, nothing. GER30, I'm just chilling, just waiting. And there might be some nice opportunities on GER30 actually during New York session. During New York session, we usually have around 1:30 p.m. London time. We have manipulation on GER30, especially, also on other pairs sometimes. And then after that manipulation, I'll look to get involved. Now, as I said already, for GER30, it will be the best. It will be the best if we have the manipulation of these lows. We have a lot of equal lows down here. If we have manipulation of these equal lows and we still stay inside of the bullish range, which is from here to here, everything inside this is still bullish. So if we keep going to that downside, turning out that maybe this was actually a fake change of character, we grab the equal loss liquidity. This is also another reason why I wouldn't have gotten involved in this trade. If we go lower, I'll look for buys. So stay tuned during New York session. This is what we want to look for, because we will not be here connected during New York session, of course, because the live will be over already. But what we're looking for is just, you know, a nice move with actually also some nice volume to the downside, grabbing this liquidity, and then we can look for buys. I'll look for a nice pattern plus volume confirmation on the 1 minute. This is what we want to look for today on GR30. For the other pairs, there's not really anything on NZD CAD. For gold is nice as we just went for this liquidity. So before actually taking this liquidity, it wasn't really the best to look for buys until, you know, we were in this downtrend. But overall, if we zoom out, we have, what is the structure? We have this previous structure right here, and after this structure we never went for internal liquidity. We just grabbed this internal liquidity, and now possibly this one. So I will say that also gold during a New York session will be very interesting to trade for buys. Looking for buys on gold and looking for buys on GR30 if we reach the areas that we want to see. And that's it. Now we just need the usual good pattern, not the fake change of character as we label it. And we need a good volume confirmation, as I also like to see volume confirmation. And that's it. And it's funny, like, I'm really happy that that user over there, that person commented in the chat, and he was like, oh, you know, XL signals, he's not sharing trades since a month. He says something like this. And then I pull up the chart during this live. I pull up the signal channel during this live, and I show everything. I have no problem in showing my whole signal channel. I also showed it earlier right here. You just need to go back in this live to show everything that happened. Yesterday I lost the trades before, some take profits, some more take profits also right here, and then another loss earlier. And then if we go back, we've been smashing the market. See, this year, guys, the signal channel, we are smashing the market. We are. This has been the best year, the best start of the year for me ever, and it all compounds. You know, it all compounds because if you study and if you stay consistent, your actions will compound and your results will compound. It's always like this in business, in trading, in everything. Right. Thank you for the support, everyone in the chat. I appreciate all the support. Now, I will not stay here until New York session. I just connect either for London or New York. Stay ready because I will announce at what time I'll go live tomorrow. And you already know what I'm looking for today's New York session on gold and GR30. I'm looking for that. If something else happens, I don't care. I will not get involved. But if my strategy plays out and if the things that I'm looking for actually happen, then I will get involved. Please always keep in mind these concepts. Always keep in mind that you need this discipline in order to make money trading. And I'll see you soon. Please drop a like. I would appreciate a lot if you drop a like, drop a comment if you liked this live, and I'll see you soon.